Hey guys, man, tough day yesterday. We sold one car over here. Uh, went over a lot of good things. One of our coaching dashboards. We only set 3 appointments. Now it's real easy to sit there and say, "Hey, golly, Bill, man, it's slowing up a little bit, or this or that. This is happening, man. I don't have things coming together." Man, now's not the time to let up. Now is the time to sit there, and double down on your efforts. Hey, am I making sure that I'm calling people? Am I making sure that I'm contacting people? I can sit there and tell you, Chandler, I had 2 people that's responded to stuff that yesterday that responded that we got to get to and respond to this morning. So, guys, it's imperative right now, man, to be sitting there to doubling down and not be sitting there saying, "Hey, man, it's slowing up, man. We're starting to go into the fall, or man, the market's cooling." Man, we make the market, okay? You individually make your market, okay? So, hey, this morning, we sit there and talk a lot about building rapport and talking about the steps on a road to a sale and what a customer wants. What should we do to make a customer feel good? What is a customer looking for? Okay, I told y'all, man, I read a lot. I'm gonna read y'all a little bit talking about what some Ivy League, okay, professors and stuff that study Aristotle. Okay, that's a former, okay, philosopher, okay, pretty smart cat, not just back in his day, but even today, on talking about human emotions and looking at it from a data-driven part, okay, and man, this is what you see with people that are venture capitalists and stuff, okay, pitching to loan money or people trying to get money loaned for a startup company, okay? 'Cause, man, I'm talking about, man, you got to be on your game if you're sitting there going out and, hey, man, why don't you invest $25 million in my company, or $50 million? You got to be pretty stout, okay, to sit there and ask and have a good game plan, okay? So I want y'all to pay attention. It's only going to be about 3 paragraphs. Okay.
It's going to be real quick, guys.
Okay, so they're sitting there talking about Aristotle. It holds that the Greek philosopher was optimistic about the human capacity to discern the truth among arguments because truth is stronger than falsehood. So he was sitting there saying, so if all other circumstances are equal, yet truth or justice is less persuasive than falsity or injustice, the fault must be in the theater, the audience, or both. Okay? And that's talking about, man, the presentation. Rhetoric is ultimately the art of happiness, says Kreider. Aristotle called audiences judges because they are constantly weighing arguments and judging which one will bring them the most happiness. The end goal of a persuasion is to use language to encourage both parties to flourish, to find happiness. And Aristotle said there are 2 means to achieving that goal. The first step in persuasion is articulating the theme of the argument itself. Second, the speaker must prove that their argument is solid and logical. Okay? Think about selling a car. I mean, this all sounds fancy and everything, and it's great if you're sitting in a classroom trying to learn. Okay? But think about how basic that is. Okay? The theme of your argument is that you want the other person, is what you want the other person to do. An entrepreneur's theme may be that a venture capitalist should invest in an idea. A manager's theme might be that a team should give priority to one product line over another. And a salesman's theme might be that the customer should adopt a new service. A theme gives an argument its direction and sets the goal of a conversation. But it's Aristotle's second step that gives an appeal its persuasive power. A speaker must back up the argument using 3 rhetorical proofs: logic, credibility, and emotion. Think about that, guys. What do we talk about all the time on a road to a sale? Okay? Persuasion requires that my argument follows a logical structure, logos. It requires that you trust me based on my character and credibility, ethos. And it requires me that I make an emotional connection with you, pathos. Logical reasoning is critical, but it's only 1/3 of the formula. Persuasion cannot occur in the absence of ethos and pathos. Ethos refers to the credibility of the speaker. Aristotle believed that audiences found a speaker to be trustworthy if the speaker had three characteristics: wisdom, virtue, and goodwill. What do we talk about? Wisdom. What do we got to know? Product. Okay. Virtue. I dare say people in here, I mean, we don't have any convicted felons or anything that I know of. Okay. Man, we tell people the truth. Okay. We're trying to give them the information. Okay. And goodwill, man. We want to talk to our customer. We want to find out what's working for them. If a speaker was prepped with a well-structured argument, they would be seen as wise. If a speaker was seen as a moral and virtuous person, they would be considered reliable and credible. Very importantly, a speaker who clearly wanted what was best for the audience was seen as a person of goodwill. A snake oil salesman conjures up the least trustworthy kind of person because peddlers in snake oil only want to separate you from the money. They don't have your best interest in heart, only theirs. They are considered unethical because they don't have ethos. Aristotle's work is considered the first real discussion of human psychology because pathos, emotion, makes up a sizable portion of his formula. In the absence of emotion, nothing else matters, according to Aristotle. In fact, he saw a lack of emotion as a serious personality defect. After all, when you see an injustice carried out, it's natural to feel angry. Okay? Think about what we've just talked about. I mean, this isn't like a college course or anything, but man, what do we talk about? Are we connecting with the customer? I mean, there's people that pay, I mean, if you watch that movie Good Will Hunting, you can go waste $150,000 on an education, which is way higher in an Ivy League school, I'm sure now, because there's plenty of schools around here that you can drop 150 grand on to get an education. Okay? Man, think about it. Are we connecting with our customers? Okay? Are we projecting everything that we should to every customer every time? Man, are we working to connect with them? Okay? We obviously have their best interest in heart. That's the reason we want to talk to them, okay, to find out what's important to them. Okay? And then we've got to be knowledgeable. They've got to see us for the character that we are, okay, the character that we have. And you can see it, man. People like coming in, man. It's a good time atmosphere, man. It's some playing. Okay, people are having a good time. People want to be here. Okay, so man, customers are seeing that. But man, are we sitting there taking the time, okay, to build that rhetoric with them, okay, to build that relationship. So when they judge us, because that's what ultimately, I mean, if you sit there and think about it, was he wrong?
No.
Man, they judge us every time. Every time we're on the phone, every time we're sending a text, every time we're typing an email, every time we meet and greet somebody, every time our customer is judging us. Okay? And how they judge us dictates, man, do we sell? You know, we talked about customers, man, when